Everybody, this is Elizabeth and Joanne with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. Welcome to our channel where we help you balance your twin flame energy so that you can feel into the balanced energy that brings your twin flame back into your life or keeps your twin flame in a permanent relating experience with you. So today I really want to talk to you, Joanne, about when I really started feeling my person pull. I want to talk about the energy when I felt my person pull, because it is very distinctive. That energy that they are pulling feels very distinctive. And I want to sort of contrast that in a very similar situation with once I was balanced and how the energy feels different. So I want to get into, it was a few weeks before my person moved out. And if you guys have been following us, you know my person moved out literally with a letter on our door. We lived together for a while and he moved out with leaving a letter and the house empty when I got home. So I have gone through the dark night. I've gone through separation. I know the troubles, the pain, the turmoil of this journey ins and outs. So a couple of weeks before my person left, there were a couple signs that the energy was pulling. I didn't know what was going on, but I felt him pull. And I didn't ever think he would really leave. I just felt that we were going through rocky times, right? And my addictive energy was so crazy. It was so freaking crazy. And I couldn't really recognize everything for what it was, but I did feel him pull. And the way I knew he was pulling was the first clue. We had a huge closet together and he started buying these bins and putting all of his stuff that was on his side of the closet into these bins. And I had this gut instinct that was like, he's moving out. He's moving out. Why is he moving all his stuff? And I asked him, like, why are you moving all your stuff? And he's like, oh, I'm just cleaning out my side of the closet. So when I walk in here, it's organized. But no, lo and behold, he'd been planning on moving out. And this was the same time he took a trip to Florida to visit his son. And I remember on normally all of his trips, he would call me or he would text me every day, every morning, every night. And suddenly he wasn't calling or texting me. And I was like asking him, why aren't you calling me? Well, you know, what's going on? Why aren't you talking? And he was just like, I'm spending time with my son. Is that not okay? And he got really mad and I felt his anger and I felt my energy push, but I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know any of the ins and outs of the twin flame connection at that time. And now at that same time, I saw a picture of him on Instagram that he had posted while he was on his trip of him chilling in his hotel room. And I'm telling you, the energy stirred up so deep. I was so freaking angry. Like, how can you post a picture in a hotel room? Who are you posting it for? Why are you posting it? And how are you having time to do that, but you don't have time to call me? And so my energy was crazy. It was toxic. It was stifling for both of us. And let me tell you, when he would call me on that trip, I confronted, I was angry. How do you have time to post pictures on Instagram, but you don't have time to call me? And pull. Now looking back, pull. He would pull immediately. And it was probably less than a week or 2 weeks from that trip that he took that he moved out. So there were definite signs, Joanne, that he was pulling without me knowing what was going on before he moved out and fully separation happened. And now I said at the beginning, I wanted to contrast that pull energy while he was on his trip with balanced energy now, because I'm extremely balanced. We've been together in a permanent relating experience for years now, living together, and day in and day out, all I do is make sure that my energy is aligned and I'm no longer in any kind of place of expectation or preferences with my person, and nor judgment, right? Those are the three elements of soul. When you can tap into those energies, when you can tap into that, you really are aligning with soul and your person's able to stay with you. And so now contrast, my person's been on a few different trips away for a few different days since we've been living back together. I don't care if he ever calls me anymore. I don't care if he texts me anymore. I have totally released any kind of need for him. But because I have released that need, he calls me and he texts me all the time when he's on vacation now. But I don't care, and I don't ask, and I don't expect, and I don't question what he's doing. I don't look him up on social media anymore when he's out of town. I completely release that he's out of my present moment. So if he's not in my present moment, if I'm not on the phone with him, if I'm not text messaging him, I focus on here and now, where I'm at and what I'm doing in that moment. And that's the energy. That's the energy difference. I really want you to feel that energy difference. One, Before separation, what is he doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Why won't he call me? Everything was focused on him. And that was what was all leaking out and pushing to him and making him pull. Now he's out of town. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? And then when he calls, hey, what's going on? And then I invite him, right? I'm inviting him into my present moment when he calls or when he texts me. Besides that, if he's not on the phone with me, he's not in my present moment, and I focus on me. So let's sort of dive into those two scenarios, Joanne, and let's talk about that push-pull dynamic right before soul recognition.
So I think something shifts, right? We can all, a lot of us want to go back and be like, where the heck did I push so much that now they can't ever meet me more? I mean, they can't meet me in mine anymore. And that's like where it feels like it's a bait and switch, right? Because it wasn't fair before. They could call us all the freaking time and we were in mine, and it's okay. But there became a point where it was like every day calling you, every day reaching out to you, every day wanting to know every freaking thing you're doing, to nothing. Emptiness, like pure, complete separation. Where did those two shifts happen? And when did they happen? And why did it happen? How could I have prevented it? How could I have made it to where they never left? How could I have made it to where I never pushed that bad? And how could I have made it to where I am now balanced to where I am now? And now what I want to make sure everyone understands is there really wasn't any way to prevent the soul recognition to happen. When we got so bad to being where they became all consuming, that obsessive addictive energy where they were like, all day, every day, on our mind, nonstop. The story that you just showed with the energy love, oh, holy smokes. Like the moment when I knew my person was pulling, at that exact moment, I felt it. I knew it. And I talk about this in my videos, our videos a lot, where I was literally tracking my person on an app. I'm sorry. The addictive energy was through the roof at that time. They totally know now that I still have that app. I don't use it. I don't need it. It's to make sure our car is maintenance, right? I don't have that app. I don't even know how to get into it. But I'm admitting that my addictive energy was so high that I would literally watch this thing while I'm working, doing my regular day in, day out stuff. I'm watching this thing move. On his way, if he's going home to the gym, if there's a delay, I would watch the heck out of this thing. And now I understand, like, what the heck was wrong with me? I was in such addictive energy that my every now moment was him, to where it made sense why he wouldn't want to come home. It made sense why he would try to, like, keep it to where he never wanted to come home, period. Who would want to come home to somebody who's literally watching them on their phone? And that was just the physical aspect of it. Our energy all day, every day was about them. And if you think about it, our energy is still kind of still around them, but we just now watch the energy. The obsessive energy doesn't go away, doesn't get erased. It's still there. We just don't entertain it because it's not us. And I don't even think it's obsessive energy. I think it's just our energy that is one. It's actually really, really cool. So that's the difference between the obsessive addictive energy that caused separation to now where me and Elizabeth, we tell you guys, listen to this energy because this is the energy that draws our people in. The energy when we're now balanced in this energy of soul, it has the same element of energy that had all those addictive energy before. It makes sense why I was so all consuming about him, because it's actually our one shared soul energy. And I was obsessed with him because I thought it was separate from me, that he is separate from me. I was actually just really, really obsessed with my energy. That's what it is I'm seeing this person give me all the love, validate me, confirm with me all the love that I feel in the universe. And then they rip it out of me when they leave. And then you realize when you go within, right? This is where you find yourself. You no longer need them to feel whole. You feel whole within. You detox from the addictive energy. You release, you surrender, and you start bringing in your soul, which is what we do all the time and teaching all of you beautiful souls. But when you start bringing in your soul, you start recognizing, I can feel this energy, whether they're with me or not. Holy freaking smokes, this is my energy. This is my one shared soul energy, and it is very addicting. It's so addicting that while I'm here talking to you guys, and I'm in a permanent relating experience, just like Elizabeth, I can hear my person work upstairs. I could hear him talking. And the addictive energy, the mind addictive energy, can hear him talking and literally just wants to sit here and just feel in like his voice and feel the oneness. And right, it's so much.
Joanne, my addictive energy likes to stare at my person when we're in bed and he's like he'll play Xbox, right? I'm sewing, he'll play Xbox. I just like to stare at him and I'm like, get out of mind and go back to your sewing. That's what this addictive energy does. It's like they're so freaking beautiful. They're so freaking beautiful. It's like, how did God create something so freaking perfect? And I have to stop myself from telling him all the time because seriously, pull. But it's like my heart's.
I always remind myself when my mind does that, when the mind says they're beautiful, they're perfect, I remind myself that they're beautiful and perfect because they're me. I really do. I have to remind myself that because they're me. I do that. Of course they're perfect. They are me. Of course, the energy is freaking perfect. It's freaking amazing. It's timeless.
And it was, I have to tell you, okay, total tangent, but this was like, the other day I got this salsa and my person he'll eat Mexican food, but he wasn't like raised on it like I was, right? So I was telling him the salsa is like the best salsa I've ever had. And I was raised in Los Angeles, right? Where there's Mexican food galore, right? And he had this carne asada taco and there was cilantro in it. And I hate cilantro. It's like literally my least favorite food on the planet. And he tries the taco and he was like, there is something off about this taco. I said, oh, that's cilantro. He goes, I can't handle this flavor. And I was thinking, twins, like what are the odds? I mean, I know cilantro is very, very, but it was like his reaction to it was my reaction to it. And it's really sort of cool when we see these twin things that happen, right? Like they have the same responses I would have. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'm high-vibing.
No, it's totally true. It's cool. It's cool to watch your energy. It's cool to watch yourself merge in the energy. It's cool for me to now share with all of you what I thought was my addictive energy, obsessive addictive energy, what caused the separation. The mind was super, super highly activated in it. It's actually all the same energy that I now can watch in my balanced state. It was all still me. And it's really cool now in the end of it all, now balanced, now in union, right? Now with them permanently, I would say, because you're always in union, you're always one. I feel exactly the same as I felt when they were separated from me, when they were pulling, to when now I'm in permanent relating experience. It's the same energy. It's so cool to sit on this energy now. And now I understand he's not separate from me. The energy that I felt and was obsessed with has always been my energy. It's our one shared soul space energy.
Tell everybody, since we are balanced, and I want people to know, it's not like one day you're addicted and the next day you're balanced. That's not what this journey is. Joanne and I took a long time in terms of really going deep within ourselves to learn how to manage and balance this energy. And it's a day in and day out process. And you can't do it wrong. You just come back to now. But I want you guys to know that this isn't like, oh my goodness, I woke up today and I'm still addicted. I'm doing something wrong. It's not like that. there's little progress. And I want you guys to be aware that each and every day you focus on you and your intention, you are making progress.
Yeah, the progress is you. Because I told you, the me that's balanced now has the same energy that it was when I knew who was pulling. I just now can watch the energy. So we have so many beautiful clients. They're so confused in this connection because everybody is in a different place, but you're all still exactly where you needed to be at this moment now to get where you need to be together in this place. Because if me and Elizabeth complicated it, really, if we complicated it, just like Elizabeth was saying, when her person was bullying or he left her, that's a story alone that the mind could have been so obsessed about. Like, you left me. And so many comments that we see from so many twin flame groups, you know, it's like, he did this and he did this and he did this, and it's like a big loop, and then they're talking to other people about all the crap that their person did a long time ago. Mind, push, right? Same thing. It's just a loop. And Elizabeth mentioned something like, if I spent all day doing that with this energy of he left me, right? Because she told you guys, he left her with a letter in the door, and that could have been it. It could have been, he left me, he left me, and that's all she could have talked about. I never allowed her to stay in mind. As someone that balanced my twin flame, I can't stay in mind about him. If I stay in mind about him, he won't stay in my life. And so Elizabeth had to learn.
Wait. So many people want to hash it out like, okay, so if my twin flame comes back, we really need to discuss what happened when he finally pulled. No, you don't. You don't need to hash it out, because if you're hashing it out, then you're in mind and you're stuck in the past. You're stuck in the stories. Like my person and we never talk about the time he pulled, because just talking about it makes him pull again. So why would I even want to go there? I trust in this now moment. He's with me in this now moment.
You're literally bringing in the energy of what made him pull as soon as you bring that up.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I trust in this now moment. I have this now moment, and I'm going to respect this now moment. I don't need to bring up the past. The past is the past. He's going to pull again. So why would I do that? I'm at peace with now. And that's where I really want you guys to understand, you've got to be okay with this now moment. You don't have to rehash the energies of the past, because that's really what they are. They're energies. They're emotions stirred within you that were activated with soul recognition and the separation, and they need to be released, but they don't need to be pushed.
The rehashing is soulmate. That's rehashing. Let's talk about it. Let's get deep in it. You hurt me, I hurt you. Let's talk about it. Let's sit on the dinner table. Let's make a list of all the things you did to me and I did to you, and let's just talk about it until we're blue in the face and just mind.
Yeah, it's like what you would do with a friend or family member in order to get the mind, because you're trying to satisfy the mind. You're trying to satisfy the mind's way to resolve the energies and emotions that were stirred. But with your person, they are you. You don't need to hash out something with yourself. You release what happened with yourself. That's the difference.
Yeah. And is really, so real quick, this isn't any other relating experience you've ever had. So if you learned that that's how you interact with your friend or family, totally understand. That's how we thought it was too. But this is an energetic connection with your soul, which is your twin flame, which is who you are, which is your being. This is two bodies, two minds, one soul, getting deeper within yourself. It is an energetic connection out of the freaking cosmos. It's enigmatic. It is like freaking like God in front of you, right? Elizabeth just explained that she can't help herself. Have to constantly remind herself, why is he so freaking beautiful? Well, she is so freaking beautiful because they both have the same energy. It's so awesome. Yet it's so
love
hard
that.
to balance. It's so awesome, yet it's so hard to balance because this is your energy. You're not talking about the energy, you're talking about the energy and trying to understand the energy through the logic is mind. This is an energetic connection. The past is past. It's really irrelevant at this point, because sitting around talking about the past, because the reason why they pulled was because of the freaking energy. We went super cray-cray. The energy went cray-cray, and it's not really us either. It's not them or us. There's no one to blame. It's the same one soul, right? The one soul between our two bodies and mind recognized itself between our minds and body. It's really crazy, right? The one soul was like, and it's just like the polarity's activated, right? So the crazy push energy that's coming out from you that wants to call them, talk to them, talk about everybody and their mom about them, complain about what they did wrong, all that stuff that wants to push, right? Push. That's the chasing divine feminine energy. That is the chasing energy that, as in tandem, causes them to pull, to run, to...
Ooh, you made me think of something really deep right now. So our
Yeah.
mind, as the positive polarity, gets activated when soul recognition happens, right? The mind gets completely activated, and that's where the addictive energies come. But think about it. Your dark night is to release mind. So why do you think your mind has gotten so activated? Because that's the perfect platform to be able to release the mind. You're highly in mind. You're now at a place where all these energies got stirred up in order to be released. My mind had to get activated because it needed to be released. So you needed that person, your catalyst, your twin flame, to energize essentially all of these emotions within that need to be released so you can become the truest you, which is your soul. So you could shed these energies. That's why so much mind is stirred up. That's why it's so potent. That's why it's so all-consuming. That's why it's so addicting, because you've never experienced it before, because you've never been in a place where you've been ready to release the mind, where you've been ready to shed the ego until now.
And your soul knew you were ready to release, to let go, and to be the soul that you are. This has been a creation of you, a creation of your soul. It was something that your soul knew was made for you. This is your awakening, my love. This is your spiritual ascension to becoming who you are as soul. And all of the things that got you and led you to this place now. Because it's a really confusing journey. Like Elizabeth said, it's not like one day we just woke up and the addictive energy went away. We're still dealing with this energy, our energy.
We're still looking and saying how beautiful they are. You're still hearing his voice upstairs and like, yep, it's still there, my love. But we balance it now.
We do. Freaking damn it. Yeah. When I'm working here with you guys, mine wants to just ruminate and like, but I know I bring it back. That's my conscious self saying, bring it back, Joanne, hone it in. I want you guys to feel that. This is us actively becoming a conscious observer of our energy. My energy pushes. When my energy pushes, his energy pulls. But if I watch the energy, then I'm no longer pushing, and I am aligning with my soul, which is my twin flame, which is who they are. And that is how we bring them in. We can push the energy towards them and think we have to do to be with them. But as soon as we are being our soul, right, that is how they can come and be with us. And that's the energy we just talked about in the beginning when it was cray-cray, so intense, so all-consuming, to this place where we are now at peace and at stillness and at being. And it's really confusing for a lot of people because everybody's in different stages, right? It might be somebody who just got out of the soul recognition and their hearts and their body feels like it's dying because it feels like a part of them is dying, and that's why they had to experience the dark night, and that's why they had to release the mind and really become soul, right? But then there's also some that are in the cusp of balancing, right? They know, okay, I get this journey's crazy. I see my person push and pull. How do I keep them in my energy? But as soon as they come in, they're judging how to maintain the energy of soul. instead of focusing on themselves, they're going back to make it about their person. So what I'm telling you, my loves, is remember that tracker that I had with my person, right? The one that tells us when the car needs to be maintenance. That was me just focusing on them nonstop, 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 nonstop. That same mind still wants to focus on them nonstop, nonstop, nonstop while they're upstairs. It hasn't gone away. It's still the same. But now I can watch the energies. But what I'm telling you is if I went back to that same energy that wanted to watch what they were doing all day, I would not be with them now. I can't be with them now. So you have to now shift which mode you're aligning with. Are you aligning with the one that is obsessed, that is in addictive energy, that is making it about them and literally tracking them? I'm not saying you were tracking them. I'm saying that energy that wanted to track them, right? The energy that was pissed. Elizabeth's person was out of town posting selfies of themselves.
Well, tracking could be them. Tracking could be what I did on Twitter. I tracked every single freaking thing he posted. I went and saw every single reply he did. That's tracking. Tracking is knowing what they're doing, wanting to know what they're doing, thinking, feeling at all time. It's push.
Yes. And if you're still feeling that energy now, you're pushing that energy. And I had to have release, right? Like I said, I deleted that app. Elizabeth deleted Twitter. We don't have ways to push on our person. Even now that they're here, she still doesn't have Twitter.
It's a conscious decision that we will not go back to that energy that got them to pull in the first place.
And when the mind still wants to bring in energy, we now can watch it because we've watched it this whole time. So you can either become the energy that pushes, or you can become the conscious observer that knows you are not that energy that pushes. You are the one that observes the energy that wants to push. And remind yourself, this is just energy. I was created to push, they were created to pull. But when I align with soul, I'm no longer pushing. And when I'm no longer pushing, they're no longer pulling. And we are just able to both be still and be one. When I'm in this energy of soul, my soul is with me. If I'm in the energy of push, my person's energy causes them to pull. When I'm still, I'm being, and I'm in the energy of our oneness, then my soul brings them back in. It is a very orchestrated energy, planned way before I was here for sure, because it's just energy, right? And so this is why everything that we teach makes sense. I release the addictive energy, Joanne. I'm working on this detox. And then their person shows up and it's like, crap it, they're my twin flame, damn it. I was just trying to see how I could feel better, but here they are. And then they push all this addictive energy back on their person with what they should expect. Right? Because in the beginning, Elizabeth said there's no judgment, no expectations, no preference, right? Those are the reasons why her person can be in her space now. Well, as soon as somebody brings their twin flame in, they go back to the same energies that caused them to push instead of staying in the energy that caused them to come in. So this is literally just energy. This is that energy dance. You're dancing with your own energy. And you can decide in every now moment, am I pushing or am I pulling? Or am I being? And when you're being, you are drawing in your soul. And when you bring in your soul, you can balance in your soul and you can maintain your soul to this place when you realize, like me and Elizabeth, now we're sitting here watching both energies. What happened before and what's happening now, it's the same freaking energy, my loves. You have to sit with the energy and now you can watch it. So if you went through a lot of hoops and loops to get to where you are now, it's exactly what needed to be done so you can recognize, okay, that's totally push when I was all consuming and focusing on them nonstop, what they're doing, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, talking about it with everybody and their mom. That didn't do anything for me. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to focus on me. Bam, you get attacked. Bam, you ran into them. Holy crap, this is energy. Holy crap, Joanne and Elizabeth knows what the hell they're talking about. I thought they were cray-cray. This crap works. This is real. Holy moly, it's energy. What do you think we've been talking about? This is not anything you've ever done before. This isn't like any other connection you've ever had before. None of that talking about it so you're blue in the face works. None of it. You could literally like explain to them we're twin flames and it won't do anything. It's energy. Where's your energy? Are you drawing them in or are you pushing them away? Are you bringing in your soul or are you keeping your soul further and further away from you? The more and more you're feeding the addictive energy. Be still so that your soul can find you. Be in this energy. It's the same freaking energy. The difference between the separation, the beginning when we were pushing and the pulling, right? All the way to permanent relating experience, it's still the same energy. It's just not as activated anymore. It's very subtle now. It's a place where you can now watch the energy. You never, ever have to push again. We never do with our people. There's no doing on our part. It's being. We are truly in soul with our people. It's amazing. And everything else got us to this place where we had to see what pushed, what pulled, and what caused them to just be with us. It's awesome to watch the energies. If you just found this channel, welcome to World's Cup of Joe. This is where we help teach you, guide you, show you how to be in this balanced place of soul. Not everyone is ready for this energy, but once you are, holy freaking smokes, love, get ready. Get ready. It is crazy. Here's another example before we go. Person tries detox. They're like, I'm probably not a twin flame. This is crazy. What am I doing wrong? Same person, right? And they list a whole bunch of stuff about their person, like a whole bunch. And we're like, you should probably focus on the detox because it sounds like your intent is off. So they did. They went all in, like all in on the detox. And I'm not even kidding you. They messaged us again and was like, yeah, I manifested. You're absolutely right. I needed a detox. I didn't want to release them. I didn't want to surrender. And as soon as I did, they came. So that's my example for you, loves. It's all just energy. We know this energy. This is the energy of soul that you are learning to balance and align with. It's just the energy of mind is what we were conditioned to be in our whole life. Every relating experience we've had with everybody since birth is with mind. And this journey and this person is teaching you to now recognize how to be soul. Literally, your person is the catalyst to being one with your soul. It's really, really beautiful. Like, I will never have to relate with anyone else as deep as I am now, because this one connection is my journey to my soul. It's me. And no one else is ever going to give me this gift, because there's nobody else that is your soul but your twin flame. We love you guys so much. We hope you can feel this balanced energy. We hope you continue to shift in each and every one of our videos. Our videos is poured with so much love, so much light, and holy moly, it's all soul. We love you guys. Bye, love.
Bye, love.